Hello and good morning and welcome back to my channel. I'm naturally Ray, or you can just call me Ray. So we are in week 3 of my weight loss series where I'm losing 10 pounds in 6 weeks, and of course, as always, I will show you all how much I weigh later on in this video, but I'm really happy with my progress so far. So you also, I had breakfast. I usually have a really big breakfast, y'all. Those cocoa nibs in my yogurt bowl, I absolutely love it. I started doing it a couple weeks ago and it just tastes so good because like every single bite you have, you get a taste of chocolate and that crunch. Oh, it's one of the best things I bought for my yogurt bowls ever. Anyway, so I had my breakfast. I definitely know I got my macros that I needed, my protein, my healthy fats, my carbs, trying to get around 30-40 grams of protein in my main meal. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm really happy about how things are progressing. I would say that when it comes to my non-negotiables or everything that I'm supposed to do on a daily basis or weekly basis, there are some things that I haven't really been keeping up with as much, but I'll discuss that maybe when it is I talk later on about all the different my readings. I will maybe discuss that a little later, but for now I would catch up with you all when I have lunch. So I had a little bit of a later lunch, and that usually tends to happen because when I eat like a lot of protein for breakfast, that keeps me fuller for longer. A lot of fiber helps to keep me fuller for longer. Now lunch wasn't the most, I guess, fancy of presentations, but it did what it needed to do. It tastes really good. I wanted sourdough bread, I had it, and I know I was having ground turkey. I make sure I get enough protein, and it actually tastes really good. So I mean, it's not the first time I had it anyway, but it was really nothing fancy. But I'm excited about dinner. Like, yeah, I'm having salmon for dinner. Yo, honestly, if I could have afforded it, if I could afford it, I would eat salmon for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day if I could. I love salmon a lot. Anyway, but oh, the results. So I would maybe put, not maybe, I would put it here how much I weighed this week. Now what I would say is from week 1 to week 2, I know that I was a little more bloated. I know that I may have held on a little more to some water weight, so the number may have gone down from week 1 to week 2 a little more than this week. But based on how things are, I am staying focused on my nutrition, doing everything that I need to do for the most part, which we'll talk about soon. So I definitely think I would be able to lose the 10 pounds in 6 weeks. I don't think that's going to be an issue, but there are some things that I definitely will be tweaking. So first thing, I am accustomed walking around 10,000 steps every single day. That is a norm for me. It's easy for me. Now, if it is that you don't walk that much, it's fine. If you walk around 8,000 steps a day, you could get some really good benefits from that. But for this particular challenge with losing this amount of weight, and specifically I want to obviously have body recomposition where I lose fat and I gain muscle at the same time. So not just the numbers going down on the scale, I actually want to lose a lot of body fat so that I don't look skinny fat. You know, I have a lot of people where it is they lose weight, they don't focus on eating enough protein, fiber, they don't do strength training, resistance training, and yeah, they look smaller. The number on the scale might be a lot smaller, well, a lot less, but they're kind of flabby, they don't really look lean, their physique looks, I guess, questionable. Either way, I am beginning to realize that that 12,000 step goal that I had, it was a little ambitious. I kept up with it for week 1, for mostly week 2 kind of way, and I realized, here's what we are. Let's just say average for the week maybe be around 10, 11 or 12,000, because there were some days where I only walked 10,000, which is my usual, and then there were some days where I walked the 12, and then some days was, I guess, around 13, 14, but on average I would just say, let me just stick to at least getting 10,000 steps every single day that I usually do, which is easy for me. That's something that, because you could actually walk 1,000 steps in 10 minutes. So for the entire day, usually I get my 10,000. So I'm not focusing on actually getting 12,000 steps every single day. As long as I can get 10,000, I'm fine. Some days I know I will get more, and I'm good with that. The second thing is my strength training and resistance training. Y'all, this is very challenging. I don't know, yes, I know when it comes to weight loss is a whole mindset shift, and I am at a point where, you see, like how I just explained the whole 10,000 step thing, like it's a non-negotiable. It's something easy for me. I don't go to sleep unless I get my 10,000 steps. Something have to go really wrong throughout a day for me to get maybe 8,000, 9,000, and even if that happens, I'm still okay with it, because that's still really good for your cardiovascular health. But when it comes to strength training and resistance training, y'all, I have not been consistent, and I know this is one of the things that is going to help me to look the way I need to after I lose these 10 pounds, because yeah, I can lose 10 pounds, but if I'm not actually building muscle and making sure that my body gets lean, I will just be a smaller version of myself now, which is not what I want. I actually want my body to look different. I want to build muscle in certain parts of my body and look lean. I want to be stronger. Obviously, having muscle on your body helps you out when it is you burning calories. Muscle is really good for your longevity, all these different things, but it's a little bit of a struggle, and I just have to tell myself, and I'm speaking to you, Rianne, okay? But I'm speaking to y'all too, but I have to tell myself, just as I make everything else non-negotiable, I drink my water, I move my body, I get my steps in, I'm staying in a calorie deficit, I'm doing everything that I need to do. Rianne, you need to do your strength training and resistance training at least 3 times a week with progressive overload. But yeah, that has definitely been a struggle, and I don't want where, now if for some reason at the end of the 6 weeks I do lose the 10 pounds and my physique isn't the way that I want it to, I'm not going to stress myself out, because it takes a while to build muscle to look the way. I know that's not gonna happen in 6 weeks, but I need to get into the habit and get into a routine of doing it. And I know a lot of people talk about the great lock-in. I did a video about it. I talk about locking in, making sure that you're using these last couple of months before the beginning of the year, before everybody makes all these New Year's resolutions, to stay consistent and establish healthy habits and routines. But I just want to say, don't feel as though you need to overhaul your entire life. Just stick with something basic. If it is that you know you walk nowhere close to 10,000 steps, just increase it a little bit every single week until you can get close to 8,000. Of course, you want to walk at a really brisk pace and stay in zone 2 cardio. That's where you lose a lot of your body fat, not just a leisurely, slow pace. Now, if that's what you can manage for now, because you're starting at, I guess, ground zero, then do that. But, you know, walk at a really brisk pace so that you can stay in zone 2 cardio to burn your body fat. And if it is that you know you don't really do anything, you could just say, all right, every single day you set an alarm, you do some stretches for 10 minutes, or you decide, here's what, I don't know how much water I drink a day, at least track your water, eat more foods at home, eat less processed foods. You don't have to do something that is very strict and very well, restrictive, I should say, and feel as though you need to overhaul your entire life for these last couple of months. Slow and steady always wins the race. Being consistent is key, and I'm saying this to myself as well because I need to remind myself of that. Anyway, that was so long. I am going to organize and I will catch up with you all. I'm going to prep some stuff for dinner and I'll catch up with you all for dinner. I had dinner really early because I was so excited about having dinner, and it did not disappoint. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I definitely have some that I can eat for tomorrow. And wait, hold on, tomorrow I might have for 2 other days, so I'm happy about that. But anyway, guys, listen, if you enjoyed this video, I know I kind of yap a little bit earlier, but if it is that you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I will leave in the description box the playlist so you all can keep up with, at least if you missed the other episodes and the other weeks, you all can see how I progress over time. But make sure you subscribe so you don't miss when I upload week 1 to week 4. Yeah, week 4. When I upload week 4. And as always, try your best to become the healthiest version of yourselves. Bye guys.